Well, will this big jump in Tesla early on hold up today? We're up $6 in the early going. What is going on? Well, you know what? This entire video today is about things that are going on at Tesla, and that isn't usually the case. Usually, at least half of it is about the general news, the financial news. But today, there's so much going on at Tesla, it's really hard to keep a great company down. I'm not even sure if you're feeling it, but I am feeling a shift in tone and I'm feeling a shift in energy at Tesla. Where last year it seemed like everything was on hold and taking forever. It was like pulling teeth to see anything moving on any of the fronts that we are following. This year, we're seeing developments breaking out almost every day. We've got Reno under construction. We got Semi coming. We got Austin under construction, and all kinds of things happening there with the next gen. We've got Model 3 coming out, already out, and then the Model 3 Performance apparently coming quickly. We've got Optimus job postings. There seems to be a momentum shift. I know it's football season, so I'm thinking about momentum shifts. Anyway, you get my point, though. This kind of thing starts at the top. In football, too, the manager. How is the manager? What's his attitude? It doesn't matter how big the company is. The troops are watching the boss to get their cues. If the boss is going slow and worried about the future, it's going to affect the outlook all the way through the entire organization. In the Tesla world, caution is usually a four-letter word. It appears to me that the caution flag has been lifted and the field might be headed to top speed. If the street gets this, it will impact the stock. The fastest way to communicate a shift like this would be the demeanor and the words of Elon tomorrow. Larry and I will be reporting about 45 minutes after the end of the call. Later in this video, I will prove that the real opportunity for Tesla is in mid-America. In fact, in 47 out of the 50 United States. This is Randy Kirk. If you like this morning video, if you like the stuff in general that we do here on this particular channel, please hit like. It just helps the algo. Please hit subscribe and then hit notify because you know it's Tuesday, therefore it's going to be Brian White, and he'll be talking about what he is seeing happening at the various plants. This will be a news-breaking story, so be sure to take a look at that. And then tonight, Nicholas Gibbs will co-host Good News Tuesday. You know what we'll be talking about. We will be doing a pregame show about tomorrow. Now, yesterday, I had this amazing video, this amazing interview with Brian about Optimus. He doesn't exactly agree with my positions, but we kind of started to coalesce around some ideas. If you didn't see that video yesterday, you want to go back and check that out. I'll drop a card later in this video. All right, this is from, oh, let's see. Wait a minute. You know this thing? Have you guys forgotten about the Cybertruck bottle opener? I mean, we haven't sold any in like a week. What's going on? 20 bucks, 20 bucks. Doesn't matter how many you buy. All right, you know the story. All the information is down below in the description. All right, here we go. Holmore's, believe me, there's so much going on. You don't miss a minute of it. Holmore's blog says, Tesla full self-driving beta 12 will be able to regularly drive you curb to curb with zero interventions. That is what he is already experiencing, according to his post on X this morning. He goes on, and then we have Alojoh, Alojoh, also on X this morning. Tesla just reported an all-time best third week on a quarterly sales performance in China with 11.7 thousand vehicle registrations. This implies that Q1 2024 is 5,700 vehicles ahead of Q4 2023, which finished as Tesla's all-time best China sales quarter. Whoa, okay. Maybe that's why the stock is up this morning. Oh, maybe it's FSD 12 coming out. I don't know. There's so many things that could be affecting the stock today. And then we have at Dives Tech. I'm forgetting his name. Anyway, this is, I'm so sorry. I'm having one of those moments. Our new EV survey says 50% of individuals are considering an EV when looking at a next vehicle purchase, with the cost range being the cost and the range being the key. Dan Ives, that's who it is. This is Dan Ives. Now, did you hear that? That's a 50% of folks are considering an EV. That's the United States, it's not worldwide. The top takeaway from the survey is that 50% of new buyers are considering EVs, up from 14% that currently own an EV today. So there you go. I mean, that's in the United States. Tomorrow, Tesla will be reporting, he goes on to say, Tesla will be reporting its fourth quarter earnings, and importantly, giving its first glimpse of 2024 guidance, with the street anticipating what the margin and demand outlook will look for Musk and company over the next year. Keep cutting prices or hold margins firm. That's the key focus for the street, according to Dan Ives. Well, you know, my entire career has been devoted to marketing, and almost 30 years of that career has been as a startup manufacturer, which grew to about 5 million in sales back when 5 million was a lot of money. I say that because I look at the future of Tesla through the eyes of a product man who is looking at the entire picture and wondering where can I deploy resources so that to get my total sales up the fastest with the best return on investment. So I'm going to show you now why I believe Tesla should deploy a disproportionate percentage of total resources on the U.S. in those states that have not yet joined the BE revolution, which is just about all of them. And contrary to what you might think, the problem is not displacing trucks. The problem is displacing ICE vehicles, mostly SUVs. Here you have a view of the United States and what proportion of the cars in those states that are being sold each year are BEVs. You'll notice that California is over 20%, and then the state of Washington, 15.4%, New Jersey at 10.3%, the entire nation at 7.4%, and then you start going down from there until you get to like North Dakota, which is less than 1% of all vehicle sales. West Virginia, 1.1. Ohio, only 3. You can see how most of the country, you look at the dark blue, that's where the sales are fairly good. You look at the light blue, they're okay. Like you can see Texas at 5.4 is in light blue. And then you get to the most of the middle of the states, those are the ones that are not even at that kind of level. They're under 4%. Do you think there's maybe an opportunity there? And maybe some people might think that the big problem is that these are all truck states. So how are you going to dislodge people out of their trucks? However, let's take a look and see what the reality is. Whoops, I just think I hit the wrong one. I am so sorry. This is going to take me a second. I thought I had it right here. Here we go. So these are the proportion of trucks by state. We have the highest in the country. Let's go back up here. The highest is Wyoming at 37%. Wow, that's a lot of trucks. 37% of all the new purchases in Wyoming are trucks at 37%. Montana at 34%, North Dakota at 31%, Idaho at 29%. Okay, now, first of all, these states only have 12 people in them, but having said that, that means what? 2/3, and even in these states that are truck heavy, 2/3 of the cars that are being sold, the vehicles that are being sold, are not pickup trucks. Okay. And then we get down, it doesn't take very long before we get to West Virginia, Maine, Iowa. They're at 25%. That's still a lot of trucks, but 75% of the trucks, of the vehicles being sold in those states are not trucks. Then we get down to, you know, the rest of these, Minnesota, Alabama, these seem like, you know, these would be farming, these would be rural. They're only 20%. 80% are SUVs, sedans, compacts. All right. Guess what? These are not poor states. Colorado, Texas, New Hampshire, these are not poor. Michigan, South Carolina. No, I don't know. You consider Missouri to be a poor state? How about Tennessee? Tennessee, a lot of folks going to Nashville. Boy, that's a popular place to go now. Oregon, only 16.9%. Arizona, 17.1% in terms of trucks. The national average, only 16.7%. So you're talking about 85% of all the vehicles sold next year will not be a pickup truck. I hope that you're getting my point here. The United States is where the opportunity is. This is where Tesla can make a massive, massive shift in thinking that will drive potential sales of EVs. So if you got a 50% of the population, and you've got 20%, 80% to play with, 50%. So 40% of all the opportunity next year is in BEVs if we can only reach the people with the message that they don't cost as much as you think, that there's plenty of charging capacity, and that they're the safest vehicles, the best performing vehicles, the most fun vehicles. I mean, I could go down the list. They should really hire me as a spokesperson. Anyway, so that is, I think that's proof. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I don't know where I'm mixed up. I'd love to hear why you think the Teslas won't sell in Missouri, and then take out some of those other SUVs and sedans in the ICE world. Anyway, Gary Black says this morning, here are Tesla's, the investor relations compiled fourth quarter consensus estimates. The adjusted EPS, 73 cents. That's the same as Bloomberg. Others, I think, are saying that maybe it's more like 76 cents. I have not made a decision yet. I'm not sure I will. I'm not even sure I'm going to play the game. I haven't had time. Producing 3 videos a day for you guys is taking all my time. All right. The full year 2024 delivery consensus is 2.161. This is below Bloomberg's consensus of 2.187. My hope is that they're going to say 2.2 as their absolute guaranteed number, and that maybe aspirationally they're looking at 2.5. That would be like the perfect storm. I hope that's what it is, but maybe it'll be 2.2 to 2.4. Maybe it'll be 2.1 to 2.3. I'm hoping that it'll be at least, this consensus 2.161 as a absolute bare minimum. But anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Their adjusted EPS consensus for next year is 3.62, and that is about 5% below Bloomberg at 3.80. My number for 2024 is much higher than this, and I will do that probably over the weekend. I'll probably pull out the numbers for my expectations over the weekend. There's a lower investor relations compiled consensus estimate. These lower consensus estimates may give Tesla management more latitude to guide below Bloomberg's consensus, but I don't think that's true. They're going to guide where they're going to guide. They're not paying attention to this. The investor relations also does not survey auto gross margin, and Tesla management has unsuccessfully tried to de-emphasize auto gross margin as opposed to the general operating margin, and the general consensus on that is 8.3%. This from Tesla Roddy. Tesla boomer mama on X counted 86 new jobs posted by the Tesla Semi department, including positions calling for asset technicians, software engineers, and supply chain specialists. The new Tesla Semi jobs in Nevada might connect to the company's construction project. Latest reports suggest that Tesla plans to build a high-volume semi-production plant in Sparks, Nevada. As such, Tesla Semi job openings in Nevada involve construction or getting the plant on its feet, like construction superintendent, senior architect, controls engineering lead, and construction project manager. Are you getting the energy? Are you feeling the juice? Tesla Rod is also reporting that at CES earlier this month, Panasonic North American president Alan Swan highlighted the company's alien. I love it. His name is not Alien, it's Alan Swan. Highlighted the company's potential for an additional future battery plant in hopes to substantially boost annual production capacity between now and 2031. In an interview last Friday, however, Panasonic CEO Yuki Kusumi said that the company would only open another U.S. plant when the timing is right, warning that the electric vehicle battery maker needs to boost productivity at its current locations before it adds another factory. In addition, the company is looking to increase its annual EV production capacity to 200 gigawatt hours by early 2031, with an upcoming Kansas plant expected to bring annual capacity up to about 80 gigawatt hours. So as I said in a video yesterday, the Kansas plant is the initial capacity is probably going to be about the same as what they're getting out of Reno. This news comes after Panasonic announced plans to roll out the upgraded versions of its 2170 and, here, drum roll, and 4680 battery cells, which should become available as soon as this year. And here is the general news that I have for you this morning. The non-Tesla news, here it is. Trueflation is still at 1 point, down actually a little bit at 1.82. It's been a full week now that it's been under 2%. What in the world is the Fed going to do if the PCE numbers this week are showing the same thing? Well, where are the markets right now? Let's see if Tesla held that number from earlier. Nope. See there, it was well, it's still up strongly though, up $2.66, but not up $5 or $6 like it was earlier. Who knows? That might have been some big buy or other kinds of things, but it's still not bad. We've got, so Tesla up $2.50 right now. We've got the NASDAQ up 27. We got the Dow down 100 after breaking to all-time highs yesterday. S&P is up 4 at 4,854, getting really, really close to that 5,000 number. And then we've got the rest of the Magnificent Seven split. Well, only Microsoft and NVIDIA down, but down quite a bit. The rest of them are up, and the Cathie Woods are all up except for TDOC. So the Cathie Woods are doing well this morning, even though last time I checked, bonds were not doing that great. So let's see here. Let's take a look at the percentages. So we've got the Dow down 0.22, the NASDAQ up 0.19, the S&P up 0.09, and Tesla up 1.25, which is leading the Magnificent Seven very handily. All right, now let's go find out what is happening with the rest of the indicators here. We have got, boy, my fingers are fumbling here. See, we've got the bonds up. How come the Cathie Woods are up so strongly this morning? Bonds, the 10-year is back up 5 basis points. Okay, 0.48, almost 5 basis points. We have got the rest of the bonds. We have got the 10-year, the 7-year, the 5-year, the 3-year, all up about the same amount. And the shorter term ones, the really short term ones like the 2-month, well, call it even. It's very, very close to even. We also want to take a look at where the rest of these things are going right now. I know a couple of these are probably what I'm thinking. Yeah, so we got oil down just a little bit, but still hanging out around 74.63 for West Texas Intermediate. Brent is sitting down 0.35% at 79.78. Natural gas down another 2.36% at 2.362. Somebody called me out yesterday and said, no, we're pumping a lot of natural gas in the United States. And that is exactly what I've been saying. We have lots of reserves in Europe. We have lots of reserves in the United States, and the world is creating lots of natural gas and pumping more and more all the time. Yes, we will need natural gas and oil for at least 10 to 15 years. Definitely cannot stop producing more and more at this time. Yeah. Eventually, it's going to be all electric, but it's not going to be immediately. All right, we've got gold this morning up tiny bit, sitting around where it's been at 2023. Copper up actually this morning, almost a full percentage. We have got the dollar right up pretty much steady. And then we've got the, all right, here we go. Look at this now. We have got Bitcoin. I don't know anything about this. I'm just reporting. Bitcoin is now at 38.8. All right, that's down another 1,393 today. How low can it go? All right, and let's go back real quick and take a look at Tesla. Tesla is now up 150, up $3.20. So it has gone up, it has gone down, and now it's ticking back up again. Don't know what's going on, except maybe a few people are thinking, maybe there's a few people actually thinking the reporting is going to be better tomorrow than what everybody's. So in other words, it's gone down a lot. Maybe there's some bargain hunting into the earnings where people are thinking maybe I could make a little killing here if the numbers are better than expected, because maybe all the negative news is already baked in. All right, let's see. Yes. So let's talk about this for just 1 second. You know you want one. They're $20 each. It doesn't matter how many you buy. You can buy one and it's $20. That includes freight. On Amazon, they're selling almost every single day at $29.95, but for you, it's only $20. So you send that $20 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all lowercase letters. Tell me whether you want this version in the regular, or do you want this version over here in the camo? And then, you know, if you happen to be in Australia, New Zealand, add $30 for freight. Japan, North Korea, South Korea. Anyway, and then if you're in the rest of the world, add $20 for freight. And then, yeah, that's all you need to know about that. All the information is down below in the description. Then you want to join Patreon at the $3 level, $5 level, $10 level. We had a fairly nice bunch of folks joining Patreon earlier in the month, and then it went away. Maybe everybody's paying their Christmas bills. I'm not sure, but this is a great time to help me out on the channel because the advertising money is way less in January, February than it is at the end of the year. Kind of shocking. 20+% drop in advertising revenue, even with the same and improving numbers. Thank you so much. You know what? You support the channel even when you just watch it, like it, subscribe, notify. All those things are great support. If you don't want to do Patreon, I get it, but it would be helpful. All right, let's see. Then I wanted to remind you again about the great interview with Brian about Optimus yesterday. I know you probably think like there's Optimus overload right now because there's so much going on with Optimus and so many people reporting about it. But you want to hear Brian's position. He's got a slightly, because he has a different take, because he's out there. He's talking to the folks. He's talking to the suppliers. And so his take is a little more feet on the ground reporting compared to mine, compared to almost all of us YouTubers. He's actually out there in the hustings talking to folks that are more at the grassroots level. So take a look at that. The card is right here. That's all I got for you. It has been great talking to you.